Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. My name is Robert Taylor. With me this morning is Jackie Smith, so warm welcome to you. Joining us from Tollcross International Sports Centre for day 2 of the West District Long Course Championships. Just before we get underway, could you just pay attention to the health and safety? In the event of an emergency, siren will sound, staff will direct you to the nearest exits. Just check where the exits are, keep these clear at all times, don't sit on the stairways and keep these clear at all times. Swimmers leaving poolside, please dry off as best you can and wear appropriate clothing and footwear. No glass items or outdoor footwear poolside, and no mobile phones should be used in the toilets, showers or the changing areas. Those of you taking photographs, please ensure that you try and focus on your own individual swimmer. Don't share these through any social platforms. And we'll get underway just in a couple of minutes with our first set of events. Just bear with me, we're starters just checking equipment. So just to let you know how we start this morning, we've got 400 individual medley. It's boys then girls, and we alternate boys and girls throughout the morning. There's 3 heats coming up for both of the boys and the girls for the first events. Day 2, it's 15 and over. Yesterday it was 14 and under. The age is at the end of the year. I'll introduce our senior officials this morning. Referees are Fiona Sinnott and Ross Stewart. Starters Lindsay Hamilton, Robert Fleming and Mark Scott. And big thanks to all our technical officials for coming along here today and helping out. As some of the swimmers are already down at the bottom end, as you can see, that 4-lane pool will be available throughout the morning and afternoon session for swim down. So please make sure if you want to use that, you make yourself available down that bottom end. Please, swimmers, could you marshal a good 15 minutes or so before your scheduled event is due to take place, so our marshals have everyone allocated. I don't think there's any reserve shit in the earlier events. There are some further on, so if we have any reserves, please make yourself known to the marshals and you will be slotted in at any point where we have a no-show in any of the heats. So you could be in the slowest or the fastest heat depending on any no-shows.
And we start the morning with event 301, the boys 15 and over 400 metre IM. We have 3 heats for the boys this morning, and this is heat 1. Lane 1, Andrew Brackenridge, Cumbernauld. 2, Michael Winship, City of Glasgow. 3, Ewan Watson, Renfrew Bath, empty lane 4. 5, Dean Bagatti, Hamilton Bath. 6, Aidan McCavish, Bowness. 7, Aidan Nixon, Bells Hill Sharks. And 8, Keir Campbell, Grangemouth. And after the first 50, it's Dean Bagatti, turning there in a time of 30.51, followed by Ewan Watson and Andrew Brackenridge in lane 1. And it is still Dean Bagatti leading the field as they come down to the turn. In behind him, Ewan Watson and Andrew Brackenridge. That is going to be your 1, 2 and 3 after the first 100 metres. As Dean turns there in a time of 1:07.20. So the entry times for the boys this morning range from 5:48 to 5:29. So they'll all be looking to come in this morning under those times. As Dean is halfway up for 25 metres of his backstroke there, still leading the field. Sitting in behind him, Ewan Watson and Andrew Brackenridge. The 3 boys were in 1, 2 and 3 after the first 100. And it is Dean who's going to turn first. Several body lengths ahead of Ewan. Dean there 1:50.28. 1:53.23 for Ewan and 1:56.67 for Andrew.
Those of you who were with us yesterday, especially on the live stream, with the IM, with the younger ones, we did notice quite a big difference when they turned at halfway mark. It was only 200s, I think, yesterday. But that breaststroke section did make a big difference. Big changes in position. So we'll see what happens at halfway, Jackie.
Yeah, and Ewan has made up some ground on Dean there as they come up to the halfway mark and turn into the breaststroke. As Robert says, this can change the order, but Dean had a good turn there and he's regained his advantage ahead of Ewan in lane 3. Andrew Brackenridge from Cumbernauld in 3rd place. He'll be looking to catch Ewan at least as Dean continues ahead of the field. So your 1, 2 and 3 are Dean, Ewan, Andrew. In behind them in 4th it's Michael Winship from City of Glasgow. And I beg your pardon, I think I failed to notice there was no swimmer in lane 6 when I made the announcement of swimmers. So we have an empty lane 6, so Dean is swimming with nobody alongside either side of him as he's coming up to the final 25 of his breaststroke of this 400 IM this morning, and has a substantial lead ahead of Ewan Watson. So his breaststroke skills have regained the advantage he had earlier on in the race, which Ewan had closed. And here comes Dean up to the turn. 2 lengths to go of this 400 IM this morning. His time at the turn there, 4:08.66. Dean's entry time was 5:29.30. So he goes into the final 100 metres, the freestyle, and he is pulling away from Ewan. Has a substantial lead that I don't think he's going to be caught now. But we'll see what Ewan's got to try and close that gap. As Dean comes in to turn there. So we're looking behind Dean and Ewan. Andrew Brackenridge, I think, just has the advantage over Aidan Nixon, but Aidan is swimming well here. and may well turn. Yes, he's overtaken Andrew now, and he's going to turn in third place as we look back to the front of the field, and it is Dean Bargatti, the Hamilton Bath swimmer, who's coming to the closing stages of this 400 IM for him this morning. Ewan Watson is going to come in second, and that is Dean 5:21.08 with an entry time of 5:29. Big improvement there. Ewan Watson in second, 5:29.87 with a bit of a battle going on for third, but at the moment it looks like it's the Bells Hill Shark swimmer who has the advantage over Andrew Breckenridge from Cumbernauld, and indeed it is. It's going to be Aidan Nixon who takes third there in a time of 5:44.07. And we move on to Heat 2.
So to the second heat. 0 is Finlay Watson, East Kilbride. 1, Harry Keogh, Ren 96. 2, Cameron Shaw, Grangemouth. 3, Jack Docherty Simpson from Scotia. 4, Royce Crongellis, City Glasgow. 5 is an empty lane. 6, Tyler Stewart, East Kilbride. 7, Luke Scott, Dumfries. 8, Cameron Gill, Grangemouth. And 9, Dylan McShane from City of Glasgow. Let's see if any of these guys can get under that magic 5-minute mark. 5:04.60 through to 5:28.60. So a strong start in lanes 2 and 4. Cameron Shaw in 2. Royce Crongellis in lane 4. That's the Grangemouth swimmer at the moment on the butterfly section with the advantage between them. Jack Docherty Simpson, that green cap of Scotia, in third. As we move on to backstroke. But another 4 swimmers turning pretty closely, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. And Jack Docherty Simpson moving past Royce into second, and looks as though he's just about level now with our leader at the first 100, and it's the Scotia lad who's just forging ahead in the second section of the IM. Gone probably about a body length clear at the turn. Also making a move, Tyler Stewart in lane 6. So this Kilbride lad in 6 is also making some good headway. I know that Royce in lane 4, particularly good breaststroker, so he will come back pretty strongly when we get to the halfway mark. Also coming through is the Dumfries lad, Luke Scott. So, very good backstroke section from Jack Docherty Simpson. It's taking him 3 or 4 metres clear. So, good halfway point, 2:27.18. Jackie's looking good. But this is where the action may change on breaststroke. And here comes Royce, as I thought, in lane 4. Other swimmers working hard, but this is Royce's 40 breaststroke. It's best of the 4 disciplines for him. And you can see that he's literally level pegging with Jack There was a gap of 3.5 seconds. That gap has evaporated, and it's now over half a second virtually. That is taken out at last 50 on breast for 41.15, which was actually faster than his backstroke last 50, which is quite an amazing feat to swim breaststroke faster than backstroke. But Jack's hanging in there. I think he's maybe just tried to save a little bit, but he needs to try and keep that gap to just a metre or so. It's getting nearer 3 or 4. And will that give Royce enough scope to hang on in the freestyle section? Jack Docherty-Simpson clear of the rest. 3 or 4 swimmers behind in 3rd, 4th and 5th. So the gap's somewhere around 2.7, 2.8 seconds. And at the moment, no one's challenging Royce. He's looking pretty strong. I don't think he's going to get under 5 minutes though. 3:55.63 with the 100 of freestyle to go. Got to come back 1:04, which is literally 32 seconds per 50, and that's almost a 38. So we're probably in the 5:10 category, which is a little bit over the entry time for Royce. It's all about getting the job done and winning the heat. Jack Docherty-Simpson now under pressure in second. It's Luke Scott who's flying down this final stretch. I think the Dumfries lad's going to get second place at the final end, and it wouldn't surprise me if Cameron Shaw snatches third. But Royce Kringelis takes this by some way. Luke Scott in second, and it is going to be the Grangemouth boy, Cameron Shaw, just getting into third place. So good race, lads. Royce 5:09.54, Luke Scott 5:12.45, and third place Cameron Shaw 5:14.18. Luke just improving his entry time by a little, the rest just a little bit over. And Dylan McShane comes in and completes heat number 2. So lots of talent in the third heat, Jackie. Lots of swimmers attending from the University of Stirling. So nice to have them along with us today.
It is indeed, yes. Centre of the pools all occupied by our University of Stirling swimmers this morning. So, as Robert said, this is Heat 3, the final heat of Event 301 this morning. And lane at 0, Thomas Traynor, East Kilbride. 1, Kai Connolly, City of Glasgow. 2, Donald Bissett. 3, Pierce Greening. 4, Angus Allison. 5, Tony Joe Trett Oliver. 6, Andrew Bertoli. 7, James Bartley, all University of Stirling. 8, Jake Holmes, City of Glasgow. And 9, Cameron Doran, also City of Glasgow. So this is an altogether faster heat on the basis of entry times. The entry times this morning all sub 5, ranging from 4:59 to 4:22. So let's watch what's happening and have a look, go back over to the pool and have a look at what's happening there. Pretty tight at this moment, I think. Lane 4 just had the advantage, but he is being Angus Allison, but Tony Joe Trent Oliver is hunting him down, and it was Tony Joe there that turned in a 1:01.56, Angus Allison 1:01.61, and Andrew Bertoli 1:01.63. So very tight as the boys turn there and go into the backstroke. And I think it is Tony Joe Trent Oliver who has the advantage.
Angus will just want to bide his time at the moment, Jackie. Very strong on breaststroke, so you know the race will develop quite interesting in the next minute or so.
Yeah, as long as they all stay in touch, then the breaststroke should be an interesting leg in this 400 IM this morning. As the 3 University of Stirling boys turn there, it is still Tony in the front. Angus has gained a little bit of ground and got himself back up into second. He was in third at the turn there, with Andrew Bertoli in third. As we come up to the closing stages of the backstroke and we go into the breaststroke, this is going to be very interesting. Tony Joe, Trent Oliver turning there 2:11.85. It was Andrew Bertoli just about 2 seconds behind, and very close, hundreds of a second behind that Angus Allison. But let's see, as Robert says, Angus' strength is breaststroke. But all 3 of these boys look like breaststroke is something that they can take advantage of in this race. As Tony Joe and Andrew look like they're in a line going up to the turn there. Tony Joe's just got the advantage by just about half a body length, but they turn together with Angus Allison just still in touch. That's Tony Joe, Trent Oliver, Andrew Bertoli, Angus Allison were your 1, 2 and 3. As Andrew Bertoli continues to come up and alongside Tony Joe, as does Angus. They're in the centre of the pool. In behind these 3 boys, James Pierce Greening is in fourth. He'll be looking to get in touch with these 3 boys and make his mark on this race this morning. And as we come up to the turn for the boys' final 100, it is lane 6, Andrew Bertoli, who has taken the lead. 3:30, 3:31 for Angus and Tony Joe in second and third. Let's see what happens now as we go into the freestyle. And it is Andrew Bertoli who's got himself about half a body length ahead of Tony Joe, Trent Oliver in lane 5. Angus Allison on his shoulders as well. This is going to be pretty exciting, I think, in the last 50 metres, Robert.
It certainly is. This should be fun coming down the final stretch. Angus Allison now strikes the front. He looks good, doesn't he?
He does indeed, yeah. He had a good turn there, Robert. And he's got himself half a body length. His skin looks like he's strong enough to keep that advantage as we come down to the closing stages of the boys' race this morning. I think your finishing order here, Robert, is going to be Angus Allison, Tony Joe, Trent Oliver, and in behind them, Andrew Bertoli. And it is Angus Allison touching there 4:32.28. Tony Joe, Trent Oliver 4:33.53, and Andrew Bertoli 4:36.29. Are your 1, 2 and 3 in the centre of the pool?
Time's a lot slower than entry time, Jackie, but these guys will be in hard training as well. They'll not be too worried about the time, just enjoy the race. Just nice to see them here at Tollcross. Also gives some of the other swimmers the opportunity to race against them.
Does indeed, and that completes event 301. The girls 15 and over 400 IM, and we have 3 heats again.
Eight swimmers, I think, go in this one, Jackie. The 2 outside lanes not allocated.
Yeah, that looks like the position there. So, see what the girls can do this morning, Robert.
So we have in lane 1, Rebecca Strachan, City of Glasgow. 2, Alana Wilson, Bellshill Sharks. 3, Katie Watson, City of Glasgow. 4, Melissa Menney, East Kilbride. 5, Emma Barrowman, Stranraer Stingrays. 6, Emma Chambers, Cumbernauld. Her teammate Sophia McGinley is in 7. And Emily Chong, City of Glasgow, in lane number 8. So pretty good start in lane 4, Melissa Meny. Also on the butterfly section, Alana Wilson pretty well upsides her. Just want to go out steady on that first discipline. So at the moment, it's still as you were. Melissa, Alana and Emma Bannerman in third place. Feel a little bit stretched at this early stage. And the two girls that turned 1 and 2, virtually that same order as we hit the wall in a moment. And onto the backstroke. I'll be glad that first part's over. 1:17.70, 1:17.94. So they have a couple of second advantage over Emma.
It's a good turn there by Melissa. Took advantage of that. She's got herself ahead of the field by several body lengths there, Robert. Looks like it's one of her stronger strokes, so it's good to see.
Yeah, it's just a question of trying to keep it together in the backstroke. Try and push on as best you can, and certainly Melissa Meny going particularly well on the backstroke. Even at this early stage, the rest have an awful lot to do. So they've got to have a super breaststroke to get anywhere near Melissa. She's virtually 10 seconds clear, Jackie.
She is indeed, yes. And Melissa's one of the junior academy swimmers this year. The programme took place in the final sort of September through to December of 2022. But she's going well this morning, Robert. Substantial lead there.
You can see the split, 41 seconds against 44s and 48s. Again, another very fast 50, 40.39. When second swimmer turns, we'll have a quick look at the board. As we can see 45 seconds. So again, she's 15 seconds up. This is all done and dusted. It's all a question about the girls behind trying to get as good a time in the pool today as they can. But Melissa, 2:39.27 at halfway. 5:43.20. Well,
she's certainly looking to crack that this morning, isn't she, Robert?
That, I think, the way she's going.
Brilliant swim.
So Melissa, 48.66. So if we add another 48 onto that, we're looking round about 4:15 with the freestyle. So every chance of getting inside 5:30 here. Remaining swimmers, their splits pretty similar, 48s, 49s, 50s. So if anything, no one's even cut into that 15-second advantage. So this go Bride Lass, well clear in this one. She's 15 this year. There are a number of 16-year-old swimmers also in this race, mixture of 15 and 16-year-olds. So one of the younger swimmers, well clear, 4:18. A little bit slower that last 50 breaststroke. So clearly Melissa's breaststroke maybe our weakest of the 4 disciplines, but still pretty good compared to the rest in the field.
Got that 15-second advantage there, Robert.
Yeah,
so
maintains that. It's all about second place here. That second, Katie Watson, Alana Wilson from Bellsill beside her, and Emma Chambers from Cumbernauld, the yellow cap. That's where the contest is, but our leader well clear. She's certainly slowed down a little bit, so we're looking somewhere inside 5:40. It's going to be a little bit inside the 5:43, so that's always good to get an improved time. This is the first event of long course for a lot of the swimmers this year, back into the long course season. first long course event. We've had at districts for some time, as Jackie said to me, as Melissa comes in on a 5:36.79. We just swam short course last year. Pretty tight for second. It is going to be just Katie Watson ahead of Emma Chambers. 5:52.51 for Katie and 5:54.29 for Emma. So a lot of the times these girls will have entered will be short course conversions to long course. So likelihood is they may swim a little bit slower than the entry time, but that wasn't the case with Melissa. Nice improvement by about 6-7 seconds, Jackie.
Yeah, that was a good race for Melissa there. We move on to Heat 2. And this is Heat 2 of Event 302. We have empty lanes 0 and 1. Lane 2, Leah Rafferty, West Dunbartonshire. 3, Anna Trachenka, City of Glasgow. 4, Ava Kirkham, Grangemouth. 5, Caitlin Frame, also Grangemouth. 6, Emma Silcock, Falkirk. 7, Georgia Reid, City of Glasgow. And 8, Victoria Grabowska, West Dunbartonshire. So the girls here, 15 through to 17 years of age. And at the turn after the first 50, it was Emma Silcock, the 15-year-old from Falkirk, who was leading the field. I think she just has the slight advantage, but she is being challenged. The City of Glasgow swimmer, Georgia Reid, in lane 7. As the girls come down, I think Georgia is probably going to come in first. Turn first, I beg your pardon. Just ahead of the Grangemouth swimmer. And in lane 6. And lane 4, Ava Kirkham in third. As the girls turn and go into the backstroke. So it's still the City of Glasgow swimmer there. But she is being challenged by Emma Silcock, who I think is just moving ahead of her. She looks the stronger breaststroker at this stage. Sorry, I beg your pardon. The stronger backstroker at this stage.
Jackie, this is where Ava Kirkham really has to push on the backstroke section. Emma Silcock, I'm sure, will come back fairly strongly. Falkirk swimmer on the breaststroke. She was swimming pretty well at last week. Both these girls did. So, yeah, interesting second half, Jackie.
Yes, and it was Ava there that turned. So whether she can get a significant advantage over Emma Silcock before we go into the breaststroke, as Robert says, she'll need that in the bank because Emma will come back at her. I'll be interested to see what the other girls in behind these two girls. There are 3 almost in a line. Anna Tachenko, Caitlin Frame, Georgia Reid. I think. Yeah. So we're a bit slower at this stage, but it was Ava Kirkham there. Turned 2:41.49, but slower than the previous heat. But let's see what's going to change. On the breaststroke, it is Ava Kirkham leading the field, but we can see Emma Silcock is charging and she's looking to close that gap. I think Ava's managing to keep her at bay at the moment. And indeed is moving ahead of her by the looks, I think, as she's coming into the turn there. Not yet on my frame for that end of the pool, but it is Ava Kirkham who turns first. 3:26.57. Ava's entry time here this morning 5:35.10.
Yeah, so
Oh, she's swimming well. Emma is not managing to close that gap at all. And indeed, Ava is swimming away from the rest of the field. In behind Ava is Emma Silcock. Caitlin Frame has got herself up within sight of Emma. But it's no doubt whose breaststroke length section of the race this is. Ava Kirkham has really swam well here, and she comes into the turn with a significant advantage over the rest of the field. 4:12.55, Robert, there for her.
Yeah, she's obviously been doing a lot of work on her breaststroke. That was a really effective 100. She's got well cleared, Jackie.
Yeah, she's got 12-second lead ahead of Emma Silcock. And Emma herself has got 3-second lead over Anna Tkachenko at the turn there. I don't think anybody's going to catch Ava this morning, though, Robert. I think this is...
Can she get under that 5:30 mark? She's on a 5:35 entry time.
And as she turns and heads for home.
I think she's just going to sneak in maybe by a couple of seconds. She's finishing strongly anyway, Jackie.
She certainly looks like she is and keeps that going. She did a good 50 metres there before the turn. So let's see. I think she knows she's within the sights of beating her entry time this morning. So the battle is definitely going on behind, however. Anna Tkachenko, Emma Silcock, Caitlin Frame, all three of them looking to get themselves into second place. Who has got the most in the tank here, Robert, to finish this? Anna's looks like she's going to be overtaken by Caitlin Frame there in lane 5 as Ava Kirkham finishes her race 5:29.84. And it is Caitlin Frame in second, 5:42.59. And the City of Glasgow swimmer Anna Tkachenko in a time of 5:43. Your 1, 2 and 3 in heat 2. We move on to the final heat of this event.
Yeah, it just proves that we're all human. Can't deliver times all the time in the pool, but that was a super swim from Eva, getting under 5:30. Well done. Some cracking bits in that swim to look at. So our final heat, heat 0, Cassie Wiper, East Kilbride. 1, Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow. 2, Lexine McCappin, Falkirk Otter. 3, Isabel Wood. 4, Susie McNair. 5, Coca Croxford, all Stirling Swim. 6, Amy McLeod. 7, Caris Mooney. 8, Alice Cumming. 9, Thea Glenn, all City of Glasgow. So 3 Stirling girls in 4, 5 and 6. Fastest one being Susie McNair, who's improved considerably over the last year and a bit. Worst part of her IM was her breaststroke, but that has improved significantly. And her entry time 5:01.20. However, Coco Croxford, year younger, Susie's 16 this year. Coco 5:05.30. And that's a pretty fast time for a 15-year-old for an IM, 5:05.30. Both girls turning first, second. Isabel Wood, another Stirling girl. Dare I say the veteran at 18. Isabel's always been very, very good at IM and some of the longer distance events, freestyle, etc. She'll try and stick with the 2 younger girls in lane 3. Amy McLeod, City Glasgow in 6. Also trying to keep on terms. Lexine McCappin, Freya Beaton over on the far side. Also still there or thereabouts. However, Susie McNair, a backstroke is pretty useful. Coco will try and stick with her and see if she can forge ahead on breaststroke. It will be very interesting, Jackie, how those two girls go on the breaststroke.
It will do, Robert. Just looking to see, I think these girls have come back from, certainly Susie McNair was in Geneva just recently and had a good meet there. So let's see as Susie comes up to the turn. And they both go into the breaststroke. Let's see how the race pans out from there, Robert.
And Susie with first a second and a half plus advantage over Coco. Isabel roughly a 2 and a bit seconds back on Coco. Those three girls are well clear of Amy McLeod and Lexi McCappin, 4th and 5th. So, don't know, those of you on the live stream, whether your screen actually shows almost an arrow formation. And that's virtually what we have in the pool at the moment. Fastest swimmers in the middle, slowest on the outside. Well, Susie McNair has been improving that breaststroke significantly. 45 second, Coco 47, Isabel also 47. So Susie at the turn should be roughly around 3:55. I don't see her getting under 5 minutes, but it's a pretty solid swim at this early stage of the season. Isabel Wood coming through to challenge Coco, and that's the race for second place.
I think that's where the race is going to be now, Robert, isn't it? Looking at Susie's performance there.
Yeah, Susie by some margin is this year now top 16-year-old in Scotland. Very few girls are anywhere near the level that she's reached in the last year and a half. So, having moved from Grangemouth about 6 months ago, now with Kerrywood at Stirling, and we'll hopefully push on to bigger and better things over the next couple of years. Coco and Isabel still nipping tuck advantage just with the slightly younger swimmers. Coco Coxford. Susie McNair looks pretty relaxed, Jackie.
She does, Robert, there, yeah. This is her race this morning. As I said earlier, she's just not long back from the meet at Geneva. She got bronze in the 200 IM there, but she's looking really strong here in the 400 as well, Robert, isn't she, this morning?
Both girls all three girls still plenty in the tank. 35.80 for Coco, slightly faster that last 50. So she's just pulling away from Isabel, maybe closing the gap fractionally on her teammate. But all three girls look very relaxed coming down the final stretch. Susie McNair, 5:08.73, nice solid swim. And likewise for both Coco, 5:14.78 and Isabel 5:16.40. And Amy McLeod, best of the City of Glasgow swimmers, in 4th place in 5:20.01.
So that completes the event 302. And moving on to 303, and it's the turn of the boys, and 200 meter freestyle. We have 8 heats this morning. So as I said, this is event 303. This is heat 1 of 8. The boys 15-year-old 200 meter, 15 and over 200 meter freestyle. Lane 1, Bjorn Ain, Hamilton Bath. 2, Lucas Craw, Rutherglen. 3, Reuben Pearson, Motherwell Wishaw. 4, Freddie Hughes, Bells Hill Charlotte. Empty lane 5. 6, Craig Shaw, Lanark, and 7, Joss Gallagher, East Kilbride. So it's Craig Shaw after the first 50 metres. The 15-year-old from Lanark who turns first. The entry times here for the boys range from 2:20 to 2:24. We'll be looking to improve that this morning. There's the Lanark swimmer Craig Shaw. Continues to lead the field. Bjorn Ain and Lucas. So, beg your pardon, there is an empty lane 1 as well here. My apologies for those that earlier announcement, but it is Craig Shaw who continues to lead the field here this morning. The rest of the boys pretty close in touch with each other, but I don't know that they're going to catch Craig as Craig comes up to the final turn of his swim this morning in this 200 metre freestyle. As Ruben Pearson, I think, turns second there, just ahead of Freddie Hughes. But Lucas, Ruben, Freddie and Josh all had a good turn there. They're just about in line with each other. That's what they can pull out in the last metres of this race to get themselves into second and third. I don't think they're going to catch Craig now, because Craig comes up into the closing 10 metres of his race this morning. Ahead of the field, there is a battle going on for second at the moment. The advantage looks like it's with Lucas, but it's all going to be in the touch here. Lucas gets that 2:24.46, just in ahead of Freddie Hughes, 2:24.75. So your first place, Craig Shaw, 2:21.14. Lucas Craw, Freddie Hughes, second and third.
Our second heat, 0, Andrew Brackenridge, Cumbernauld, 1, Ewan Green, East Kilbride, 2, Cameron Hamill, North Ayrshire, 3, Alex Cumming, Bellsill Sharks, 4, Keir Sampson, Scotia, 5, Ludwig Hay, Western Bartonshire, 6, Joe Carty, City Glasgow, 7, Aaron Steele, East Kilbride, 8 is Hannah Sharp, Airdrie and Monklands, and 9, Alex Titch, Stirling Swim. 2:17 to 2:20 the times in this one. Mixture of 15, 16 and 17-year-olds. A good strong start over on the side where we are, Jackie. Alex Titch, Harry Sharp, 29.48 and 29.83.
Yeah, it certainly seems the boys in
8 and 9 very much dominating this at the early stage.
And then lane 7 as well in third, and they're right. So yeah, all the action's all this side of the pool, but let's look over at lane 0. Andrew Brackenridge has got himself up there again now.
Yeah, Andrew Brackenridge though, far side in 4th place. Alex Titch and Harris Sharp virtually together, 1:04.32 for Harris, Alex 0.62. They're almost 3 seconds clear of Aaron Steele. It's now the Airdrie Monklands lad, light blue cap, just forging ahead, making a move in lane 4 now is Keir Sampson. That Greens cap of Scotia has a lot to do to get anywhere near the 2 leaders. Now gone 4th, and he's got to really fly down the final stretch. Aaron Steele now making headway, Jackie, in 7.
Yeah, so is Keir Sampson. I think he's definitely giving it a go, Robert.
Timing's just vital here. East Kilbride boy has got this race spot on, coming through just at the right time. Alex Titch, I think, might just get second. Well, very tight, lads, for second place. But Aaron Steele, 2:17.35. 100th in it. Harry Sharp, 2:19.23. 2:19.24. Alex Titch. And Keir Sampson, best of the rest on 2:20.09. Well done, Aaron.
Heat 3, Lane 0, Jude Mowbray, City of Glasgow 1, Matthew Heasley, Ren 96, 2, Rhys Edwards, Dumfries 3, Lewis Hassan, Stirling Swim 4, Luke Gardner, Ren 96, 5, Thomas Ingalls, Western Bartonshire 6, Finlay Cunningham, Ren 96, 7, Jake Ferguson, Grangemouth 8, and Anish Chilrani, Ren 96, and 6, Ewan McMahon, Falkirk. And it's Thomas Ingalls, the Western Bartonshire swimmer, who turns first there, 29.15, ahead of the field by probably just about a body length, I think, as we come down to halfway down the second length here. So just after 75 metres, it is the Western Bartonshire swimmer who is ahead of the field. Pretty difficult to tell who's in second behind him, as lanes 1 and lane 2 pretty much swimming stroke for stroke as Thomas turns there at the halfway mark, 1:02.52, and it's Rhys Edwards and Matthew Heasley in lanes 2 and 1 respectively in second and third, but really hundreds of a second between them at that turn, the halfway mark. But the boys are hunting down Thomas there in the centre of the pool. I think he's beginning to find that they are closing the advantage that he had. But he've come up to the final turn now. He is still holding them off. So he turns first and heads for home. I think the board in front of me is registering his turn there. But he was still ahead of Rhys Edwards. But Rhys Edwards is definitely challenging him now, and it looks like he's gaining a bit of an advantage here as we come into the final 10-15 metres of this race, and it is Rhys Edwards, the Dumfries fifth swimmer from 15 years of age, who has got himself ahead, and he is ahead of Thomas now. Rhys touches first, 2:12.80. Thomas Ingalls 2:13.73, and it was Jake Ferguson from Grangemouth in third. And that completes Heat 3. Moving on to Heat 4. Robert now. Got a full field, I think.
Looks like another full field, yep. That's good to see. Heat 4. 0 Gavin Roberts, City Glasgow. 1 Finlay Watson, East Kilbride, teammate. And 2 Jamie Gilchrist. 3 Magnus Morris, Ren 96. 4 Seamus Barbary, East Kilbride. 5 Luke Scott, Dumfries. 6 Alfie Churches, City Glasgow. 7 Tyler Stewart, East Kilbride. 8 Finlay Byrne, Falkirk Otter. And 9 Luke Garrity, Inverclyde. 2:11s through to 2:14s the range in this one. Very close, Alfie Churches and Magnus Morris. Might just now be Magnus in lane 3 with that very slender advantage. So some good swims from some of the younger swimmers from Ren 96 yesterday. And Magnus might just be leader at halfway mark. Finlay Watson coming through as well. Jackie in lane 1.
Yep, they are. The boys are swimming well here. But it is the Ren 96 swimmer at the halfway mark there, Robert.
Not much in it though.
Not much in it between him and Alfie Churches. So we'll see what happens and unfolds in the second half of this race, Robert.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone's there ready to pounce at the moment. Lane 2, Jamie Gilchrist trying to get into the mix as well. And it's still Magnus in 3 and Alfie in 6. He's still got quite a good advantage. Jamie's still making a wee bit headway here, Jackie, but he's a wee bit to do with 50 to go.
Yep, indeed. Two boys there turned almost simultaneously, Magnus and Alfie. But there is definitely, the boys are definitely hunting them down behind them.
All right, down the final stretch. I think Ren 96 are going to be celebrating this one. Magnus Morris just stretching away from the rest of the field now. Alfie Churches, I think, settled for second, perhaps. Maybe not. Jamie Gilchrist still flying at the death. Magnus is going to take this one. Alfie is going to get second, just ahead of Jamie Gilchrist. Good swims, lad. And our first sub 210. Magnus improves by quite a wee bit. 2:09.47. 2:10.98 for Alfie. 2:11.34 for Jamie. All inside their entry times. Well done, lads.
Yep, they'll be pleased with that that performance this morning, Robert. So move on to Heat 5.
As our final swimmer just comes in now. And that concludes.
So, Heat 5, Lane 0, Fraser Cowie, North Ayrshire. 1, Finlay Sang, City of Glasgow. 2, Guy Pelosi, City of Glasgow. 3, Ewan McLeod, Lanark. 4, Rory Webster, Dumfries. 5, Robbie Carlyle, Hamilton Bath. 6, Ewan Mitchell, East Kilbride. 7, Harry Keogh, Ren 96. 8, Callum Ferguson, Rutherglen. And 9, Titus Pike, University of Stirling. And it is lane 9, Titus Pike, who turned first there. 27.65, just about a second and a half behind him, Robbie Carlyle. In the centre of the pool, and in behind him, Ewan Mitchell. So we clearly need to keep an eye on what's happening in lane 9, as Titus Pike is leading the field into the halfway turn. Titus, the 19-year-old from University of Stirling, his entry time this morning, 2:11.63. Very tight in behind him for second place. Ewan Mitchell, Robbie Carlyle, these boys all younger by 2 years. But Titus is moving away from the field now in lane 9. So it is all going to be about, I think, second and third place here, Robert.
It looks that way. It looks pretty relaxed, Titus. A wee bit difficult to see everything from our angle here. I certainly see it pretty well on the screen. I'm actually doing very much in the pool, Jackie.
No, I know. Finlay Sang now got himself into second over there in lane 1, the City of Glasgow swimmer. But they come into, it's difficult to see, but I think Titus has still got the lead, although he is being challenged for that in the centre of the pool now. Lane 4, Rory Webster coming through, the Dumfries swimmer. I think he's going to take this one this morning, and indeed he is. Rory Webster, 2:08.25. A 16-year-old from Dumfries. Second place, Titus Pike, 2:09.05. And third, Finlay Sang from City of Glasgow, 2:09.43. There we go, that's the results confirmed. So that was a good race by the boys there this morning as we move on to Heat 6.
On to Heat 6, 0, Kyle Wong, City Glasgow, 1, Blair McCain, Bellsill Sharks, 2, Marcus Blake. From City Glasgow, empty lane 3, 4, Gregor Skinner, Boness, his teammate Alex Black in 5, 6, Adam Scott, City Glasgow, empty lane 7, 8, Rory Calvert, Grangesmouth, and 9, Tom Jeffers, Ren 96. Well, I wonder if the empty lane in 3 is down to my singing at the beginning, wishing the non-show a happy birthday. Who knows?
Very possibly, Robert, but he was swimming earlier, so maybe that's more the excuse.
Yeah.
Not your singing.
Nothing to do with copyright either on the live stream, but Rory Calvert was a early leader, but it's pretty level pegging at halfway. The 2 Boness lads in the middle lanes. Might be bragging rights between both of them. Alex Black might just be the leader at halfway. Over on the far side, Kyle Wong up beside him as well. Alex 1:02.01, 1:02.51. It's still anybody's race, Jackie.
It certainly is, but Alex Black, he is holding the advantage as the boys head down to the final turn. Kyle certainly swimming well over there in lane 0, Robert, as well. Yeah. And we need to watch lane 8, I think.
Gregor Skinner trying to get in the mix as well, Jackie, and Marcus Blake working hard to try and also get in there, but it's 1-2 for Boness.
It is at the moment. Can't see whether Kyle Wong can split them.
Gregor Skinner coming through. We've got 20 to go. Alex Black hanging on at the moment. Gregor Skinner coming with a later charge. We've got 10 to go. Gregor Skinner charging down the final few metres. It's tight. Alex Black, Gregor Skinner, Alex Black. Wow.
Gregor Skinner got that one, Robert.
Yeah, bragging rights there. Well done, Gregor. Fantastic race from the 2 Boness lads. 2:07.02 for Gregor. 2:07.17. Kel Wong, well done over on that far side, finishing third. 2:03.64.
Yes, I'm missing Joshua Press. So Heat 7, Lane 0, Oliver Carter, University of Stirling. 1, Adam Scott, Ren 96. 2, Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow. 3, Louis Lower, City of Glasgow. Empty lane 4. 5, Nathan Campbell, Stirling Swim. 6, Guia van der Meulen, Stirling Swim. 7, Jack Simpson, East Kilbride. 8, Max Pelosi, City of Glasgow, and his teammate Kai Connolly completes the field in lane 9. So after the first 50 metres, it's the 18-year-old from Stirling Swim, Guia van der Meulen, turns ahead of the field, 27.51. Alongside him, Jack Simpson, East Kilbride. And Nathan Campbell, all there. Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow swimmer, also swimming well. He was in second place at the turn there. But it is still anybody's race. Boys all looking to get themselves inside their entry time and ahead of the field. But it's lane 5. Nathan Campbell, I think, has the advantage at the final turn there. Korea van der Meulen alongside him, and the East Kilbride swimmer Jack Simpson were your 1, 2 and 3 at the final turn there. Nathan Campbell, however, has now got himself a body length ahead of his teammate. Robert Burgess also coming into the mix. I think, however, Nathan's going to hold off these boys. It's going to be Nathan Campbell, Robert Burgess, Korea van der Meulen, your 1, 2 and 3 this morning. There we go. Called that well there, Robert, didn't I? As Nathan's finished time there in a time of 2:00:26, Robert Burgess 2:01:89 and Korea van der Meulen 2:02:53. Just an update there. There was a disqualification in lane 1 for a technical infraction.
Give you the results of the 400 IM at some point for the boys and the girls very shortly as we move on to heat number 8. Empty lane in 0, 1 Rory McKinnon, City Glasgow, 2 Jack Munsey, University of Stirling, teammates Henry Baker, 3, 4 Charlie Poole, 5 Michael Flynn, City of Glasgow, 6 Pierce Greening, University of Stirling, teammates Zach Speakman, 7, 8 Greg Fairbairn, and 9 Scott Fleming from East Kilbride. So this is the fastest heat, 152 through to 158. At the moment, advantage was Zach Speakman in 7, Jack 8.
It certainly was at the turn there, but it's not. I think he might just hold the advantage at the halfway mark, but he is certainly being challenged there in lane 2, lane 4.
And 8. Greg Fairbairn in 3rd, Jack Munsey. We'd prefer this maybe to be a 400 and maybe a 200, but he's very effective freestyler, Jack. Here Angus Allison had a cracking swim some 5-6 years ago at Snags against Cameron Allison from Dumfries. That to me was the race of Snags 400 free. So Jack Munsey still well there. Zach Speakman, Jack Munsey. And now Charlie Poole coming through. Well, the University of Stirling swimmers really dominating this one, as we can see. Michael Flynn trying to get into the mix.
Rory McKinnon as well. No.
Jack Munsey just finishing that a little bit stronger on the far side, the longer distance. 200 maybe just to his advantage here. Jack Munsey takes that. Zach Speakman 2nd. Michael Flynn maybe just gets 3rd. Well, maybe not. Charlie Poole just and no more. Jack Munsey 1:54.09, just inside his entry time. Good swim from Jack. Zach Speakman 1:54.88 and Charlie Poole 1:56.37 makes it a 1-2-3 for Stirling.
So just to announce the results of event 301, the boys 15-year-old 400 metre IM, first place Dean Bugatti, Hamilton Bath, second Ewan Watson, Renfrew Bath, and third Andrew Brackenridge, Cumbernauld. 16-year-olds, first Thomas Trainer, East Kilbride, second Kai Connolly, City of Glasgow, and his teammate Rogers Crongelis in third. 17-year-old, first Angus Allison, second Tony Joe Trent Oliver, third Andrew Bertoli, all University of Stirling. So this is event 304, the girls 15 and over 200 metre freestyle, and we have 8 heats of this event this morning. This is heat 1. Lane 1, Charlotte Clougher, Bells Hill Shark. 2, Ava Brackenridge, Cumbernauld. 3, Rachel McGavin, Hamilton Bath. 4, Beth Hunter, Wren 96. 5, Erin Faulkner, Bells Hill Shark. 5, Amelie McCusker, City of Glasgow. Empty lane 7 and 8, Kirsty Conway, Inverclyde. And it's Amelie McCusker, the 16-year-old from City of Glasgow, turned first there in 32.60. The girls' entry times this morning range from 2:29 to 2:32. It is still the City of Glasgow's swimmer advantage here as the girls come up to the halfway mark. But Kirsty Conway swimming second, well in lane 8. She's going to turn second, I think. Amelie McCusker, 1:10.85. Kirsty Conway, 1:11.36. And Erin Faulkner from Bells Hill Shark in third at the halfway mark. Beth Hunter, a Wren 96 swimmer. Looks like she's come up alongside Erin Faulkner as the girls all head into the final turn of this heat this morning. It is still Amelie McCusker in first. Second, Beth Hunter. Kirsty Conway third. Erin Faulkner fourth. What have the girls got left in the final length here this morning? I think this is going to be Amelie's race. But Beth Hunter is having a go and swimming well coming into the final 20 metres of the race this morning. I don't think she's going to catch Amelie. I think it's going to be Amelie McCusker. Beth Hunter are your 1 and 2 with a battle going on for third. It looks like Erin Faulkner may just hold this and get a touch third there. And indeed she did. So Amelie McCusker finishes first in a time of 2:28.58. Beth Hunter 2:30.91 and Erin Faulkner 2:32.62. As we move on to the second heat this morning.
On to heat 2 of 8. 0, Katie Towers, Lanark. 1, Millie McDonald, Cumbernauld. 2, Scarlett Wilson, City of Glasgow. 3, Megan McDonald, Stirling Swim. 4, Leah Rafferty, West D. 5, Emily Fox, Falkirk Otter. 6, Anna Lee, Stirling Swim. 7, Katie Watson, City Glasgow. 8, Leah Bullock from East Kilbride. And 9, Samantha Gardner, Wren 96. 2:26 to 2:28. Sorry, 2:29 the range. And, a lot of swimmers almost turning pretty well together. Katie Towers over on the far side, the Lanark girl, 33.41 with the advantage at the early stage. Girls 400 IM, 1, 2, 3 in the 15-year-old category. First, Coco Croxford, Stirling Swim. Second, Alice Cumming, City of Glasgow. Third, Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow. Our 16-year-olds, Susie McNair, Stirling Swim first. Second, Caris Mooney, City of Glasgow. And third, Cassie Wiper from East Kilbride. And the 17 plus, Isabel Wood, Stirling Swim. Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow. And Lexine McCappin from Falkirk Otter.
So it's fairly tight there at the halfway mark, Robert, but Katie Towers over in lane 0. She touched ahead of the field, but she's being challenged by Leah Bullock over nearer us in lane 8, as you can see.
Well, the first 6 separated by just over a second and a half, so it's all pretty tight at the moment. Anyone can make a charge at the moment. That still looks good for Katie. 15 this year. She's one of the youngest swimmers in this one. There are quite a few 15-year-olds in this one. But she looks quite strong over on that far side. Going well is Leah Bullock as well. Let's see if she can find something special down the final stretch. Miss Kilbride will be hoping that she can do that. Do a lot of distance work up there, so she'll relish the last 50, but she's got to find something special because Katie Towers has got this one well wrapped up. Coming through quite strongly in lane 2, Scarlett Wilson, Jackie.
She is, yeah. She's definitely had a good turn there and has found the strength to get herself into second place, I think, Robert, ahead of Leah Bullock.
Cracking swim there from Katie. Second is going to be Millette, and just hanging on for third place, Leah Bullock. Well, it'll be a short course conversion, 2:29.20, but 2:24.27 for Katie. 2:20 is the next marker for her. Second place, Scarlett Wilson. 2:29.56. And Leah Bullock, 2:30.24 in third. We'll just wait for our officials to confirm that. Don't know if there's a wee issue with the timing there, Jackie.
Sorry, Robert. Yeah, what were you saying? A wee issue with the timing. Yeah, we're just waiting to get those results confirmed there, just as the officials talk to each other before that can happen.
Yeah, the referee is just checking upstairs with the box. So there might be a wee issue. Just trying to resolve. So relax, girls, just for a wee moment. We'll get you underway, I'm pretty sure, pretty quickly.
And before we do so, I'll start that again.
Yeah, so's the law, it happens.
I'll start that again, event 303, but I think we're going to run out of time here. I'm watching the starter there. We'll give you the results shortly. And this is Heat 3, Lane 0, Hannah Lindsay, Hamilton Bath. 1, Rebecca Strachan, City of Glasgow. 2, Isla Mackenzie, Falkirk Otter. 3, Ava Kirkham, Grangemouth. 4, Sky Buchanan, City of Glasgow. 5, Kerry Sinnott, Bells Hill Shark. 6, Lucy Nimmo, City of Glasgow. 7, Hannah Miller, Kintyre. 8, Mirren McConnell, Inverclyde. And 9, Millie Colvin, Dumfries. So as the girls come up to the first turn, it's the City of Glasgow swimmer there, I think, Lucy Nimmo, who turns first, the 16-year-old, time 31:49. In behind her, Sky Buchanan, also City of Glasgow. So Lucy Nimmo has the advantage in the field at the moment. But Sky Buchanan's looking to close that. Coming alongside Sky is Ava Kirkham. We've seen Ava swim well already this morning. She had a cracking 400 IM. We'll see what she's got left in the tank in this 200 freestyle for her. But it is Lucy Nimmo first, Sky Buchanan second, Ava Kirkham third.
Sky Buchanan going quite nicely, Jackie, just beginning to pick it up. I think she's a serious threat here to our leader.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Robert. She's going to have to, Lucy's going to have to watch what's happening over in Sky's lane because she is looking to close that gap as they come into the final turn. And Sky is within half a body length of Lucy Nimmo there. Ava Kirkham turning third, just on the heels of Sky Buchanan. What can Ava do in this final length? And Ava is coming up. She is making a move now, Robert, if we can see that. But it is Sky Buchanan, I think, who's taken the advantage there. Sky Buchanan, Lucy Nimmo, Ava Kirkham. But can Lucy hold on? Ava is certainly going to challenge her as to whether or not Sky can keep this going. I think she's going to. But the battle is definitely on between Ava and Lucy. But I think Lucy's just going to hold off Ava there. And indeed she does. So your finishing order there, Sky Buchanan first, 2:21.60, Lucy Nimmo 2:22.73, and Ava Kirkham 2:22.86. Good race there at the end there between Ava and Lucy. Well done, girls.
So our fourth heat, Erin Coulter, Hamilton Bass, empty lane 1. 2, Sophie Hardy, Stranraer Stingrays. 3, Thea Glenn, City of Glasgow. 4, Mirren Gibb, Dumfries. 5, Zucia Smith from Grangemouth. 6, Heather Kellock, Dumfries. 7, Rebecca Somerville, Ren 96. 8, Evie Judge, Kintyre. And 9, Victoria Weir from Falkirk Orchard. Times all in the low 220s, 222 through to 223. A whole raft of swimmers turning barely half a second between the first 5. And pick a leader, Jackie.
Oh, I think very difficult to call that one there, Robert. Beginning to...
I think is the one that's just beginning to come through.
Yeah.
Got a bit of body length advantage now over Zucia Smith. On the far side in lane 0, up with the mix is Erin Coulter. Joint third with Thea Glenn on the turn. At the moment, 109.08. Second and a half virtually up is Mirren. 15 this year, so a lot of these swimmers that had swam at the younger age group or junior age group, 14 under now with the big boys and girls this year.
And she's swimming well in with that group, Robert.
Certainly is. Let's see what the advantage is here. Well, it's approaching 2 seconds. Mirren looking pretty strong. Zucia Smith, Heather Keller now gone third, but I think it's just between the 2 middle lanes. Mirren Gibb will hope to hang on. But Zucia Smith still making a wee bit ground here.
She is indeed. She's getting herself within half a body length of Mirren now as they come into the closing stages here, Robert.
It looks as though Zucia Smith has got this time perfectly. Gainsmouth Girl gets it done by coming through late and takes that 2:23.06. Mirren Gibb 2:23.41. Becca Somerville from next to nowhere. Then Girl gets third place, 2:25.43. Another good race. Sometimes don't worry about the times. The race is all that matters for a lot of the swimmers.
So we move on to Heat 5, empty lane 0 and 8. Lane 1, Emma Miller, Kintyre. 2, Lucy McLeod, Grangemouth. 3, Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow. 4, Caitlin Frame, Grangemouth. 5, Ayla Cochrane, City of Glasgow, alongside her teammate in lane 6, Anna Tachenko. Lane 7, Erin Ferris, Cumbernauld. And lane 9, Cara Gumbrell, Ren 96. And at the turn there wasn't a lot to call between Ayla Cochrane, Caitlin Frame and Erin Ferris, but it was Ayla that turned first. Difficult to tell now, but I think that Caitlin Frame is coming up alongside Ayla. Ayla's just holding off Caitlin, I think, Robert, there as we come into the halfway mark.
Nice to see the Kintyre girl going well, Emma Miller. As you were saying to me, Jackie, they've come a long way. 83, not the greatest road either.
No, I think it was on convoy during the week there, Robert, with the weather that we've had over the last few days, which adds a good wee while to the journey there. So good to see that they've Kintyre are with us this morning. But it is Ayla Cochrane, the City of Glasgow swimmer, the 17-year-old, leading the field as we come up to the final turn.
Not too many 50-year-olds still to come, Jackie, so let's hope Emma in lane 1 can push on, get a good time and maybe give her a half chance of a medal.
Yeah, she's in second there at the turn, Robert. That's whether she can keep that going. See our coach on the far side there encouraging her. Stuart's come all the way up from Campbelltown as well with Emma this morning. But it is Ayla Cochrane, Caitlin Frame. Ayla is being challenged by Caitlin in the closing stages. Can Caitlin snatch this? Oh, very tight there, and in fact she did. 2:18.53. Ayla Cochrane 2:18.54, and Emma Miller kept her position there and finishes in third, 2:20.66. Good racing there in the closing stages, girls. Well done.
Now move on to our 6th heat. So 6th heat has 0 Emma Leggett, Hamilton Bass, 1 Eva Gordon, Stirling Swim, empty lane 2, 3 Kirsty Gilmore, Hamilton Bass, 4 is Rosie Liston, City Glasgow, 5 Emma McGavin, Hamilton Bass, 6 Heather Stewart, North Ayrshire, 7 Addison Cole, Hamilton Bass takeover I think, 8 Sophie Ellison, Western Bartonshire, and 9 Melissa Menney, East Kilbride. Well, Rosie Liston, City Glasgow, just our early leader from Heather Stewart, the North Ayrshire girl, and also on the far side, Emma Leggett. The whole field very tightly bunched here, Jackie. 2:17 through to 2:19, and barely a second cover the whole field on entries.
So it should be a good race here this morning then, Robert, on the basis of those entry times. And it is certainly very tight at the moment. So we come up to the halfway mark. Lane 4's just got the advantage there, but she hasn't got much, has she?
Yeah, Kirsty Gilmore has made a wee move, and Emma McGavin. So the 2 Hamilton girls, serious threat, and certainly a big threat is lane 3, Kirsty Gilmore coming through. Our teammate over on the far side, Emma Leggett, still well there. Eva Gordon, 200s is a sprint for Eva. She loves the distance events. I'll get on to open water later, as I always do, folks. It's Kirsty Gilmore, Rosie Liston, Emma Leggett, Addison Cole. So Hamilton Bass, 4 swimmers, and most of them to the fore in this one. It's advantage with Kirsty Gilmore still. Emma McGavin coming through to challenge. Addison Cole, Melissa Menney, East Kilbride with a late surge in 9, and Eva in 1. But this is Hamilton 1, maybe even 2. Kirsty Gilmore, 3. Emma McGavin perhaps second. Melissa Menney maybe gets second. Wow.
Emma McGavin second.
It was 1-2. I think Melissa Menney When we check it, will be third. Unless I need to go back to Specsavers. It's Kirsty Gilmore, 2:19 dead. Emma McGavin, 2:20.57. And thankfully, Melissa spared my blushes, finishing third, 2:20.76. Another good race, girls.
And we move on to Heat 7, Lane 0, Megan Adamson, University of Stirling. 1, Georgia Dickey, Dumfries. 2, Caris Mooney, City of Glasgow. 3, Kira Davidson, City of Glasgow. 4, Catriona Stewart, West Dunbartonshire. 5, Zoe Crawford, Falkirk. 6, Louise Connell, City of Glasgow. Her teammate Safrina Machin, Lane 7. Lane 8, Victoria Niven, City of Glasgow. And 9, Emma Creaney, Cumbernauld. These girls all sub 2:17. Let's see what they can do this morning. Louise Connell there, turning ahead of Kira Davidson and Catriona Stewart at the first turn. This Kira Davidson, I think, is just leading the field there, ahead of Catriona. But over on the far side, Megan Adamson, Georgia Dickey swimming well. Caris Mooney getting herself up there as well. But at the turn, it is going to be the City of Glasgow swimmer, Kira Davidson, who turns first at the halfway mark. 104.31. 104.68 for Louise Connell and 105.74 for Catriona Stewart. But what have the girls got for the second half of this race? As lane 6, Louise Connell, I think, has got herself ahead. Ahead of Kira Davidson as the girls come into the final turn. Just about half a body length ahead.
Looks
as
good
Louise
for City Glasgow here, Jackie.
It certainly does at the moment. Louise Connell, Kira Davidson have been up there throughout the whole of this race. Whether Kira, I beg your pardon, can come back and challenge Louise for the to overturn the finishing order here. But it looks like Louise is holding her off at the moment over in lane 0. Megan Adamson swimming well.
Caris Mooney flying at the end, Jackie.
Oh, she is. Caris Mooney's having a great finish here. She gets herself up alongside Kira Davidson. Battle but going on there, and it was Caris with that superb finish there. Coming into second, in behind Louise Connell, 2:14.52. Caris Mooney, 2:16.32. And Kira Davidson, 2:16.45. City of Glasgow, 1, 2 and 3 there.
Our final heat. 0, Heidi Wren, City Glasgow. Empty lane in 1. 2, Ella Stevenson, City Glasgow. 3, Paige van der Westhuizen, University of Stirling. 4 is Drew Mackenzie, City Glasgow. 5, Elena Morgan, University of Stirling. Teammate Florence Tinsley in 6, empty lane 7. 8 is Stella McCarthy, City of Glasgow, and her teammate Freya Beaton in lane 9.
So that's Drew Mackenzie there, turned first, Robert. She's another swimmer that's recently been in Geneva and had a good meet there. Coming back with a few medals to her name, I believe.
Indeed, Drew's just pushed on since she moved through to City Glasgow with the Glasgow School of Sport from West Lothian a few years back. Very much should dominate this one. Elena Morgan about 3/4 of a second further back. Drew 18 this year. Her final year at school. And she's got a challenge coming from Elena Morgan, which I'm sure she'll relish. Always good to have someone upside you to push you on. And Drew McKenzie.
Drew's responded to that, Robert.
Yeah, has a nice wee advantage still. And a good turn as well, Jackie. Just pushing on.
Yeah, she's recognised that she was being challenged there and has responded accordingly, Robert, as they come into the last 25 metres there.
And coming into the final 10 metres, Drew McKenzie winning it pretty comfortably. Lena Morgan in second. And third place will be Florence Tinsley. 2:04.95 for Drew, 2:07.01 for Elena, and 2:11.34 for Florence. That concludes the girls' 200 freestyle. We'll move on to boys' 100 butterfly in a wee moment. Just while the swimmers get out, 200 free for the boys are 1, 2, 3 and the 15-year-olds. Tom Jeffers, Ren 96. Rhys Edwards, Dumfries second. Third was Jake Ferguson, Grangemouth. Our 16-year-olds, Kai Connolly, City Glasgow first. Rory Webster, Dumfries second. And third, Findlay Shang from City Glasgow. And the 17 plus, all University of Stirling swimmers. First, Jack Munsey. Second, Zach Speakman. And third, Charlie Poole.
So event 305, 15-year-olds and over 100 butterfly, heat 1 of 5. Lane 0, Cameron Hamill, North Ayrshire. 1, Keir Campbell, Grangemouth. 2, Ewan Watson, Renfrew Bath. 3, Finlay Cunningham, Ren 96. 4, Iclava Singh, Scotia. 5, Jake Ferguson, Grangemouth. 6, Caleb Geddes, Bells Hill. 7, Alex Tinch, Stirling Swim. 8, Jack Trainer, Hamilton. And lane 9 is the second reserve, Daniel Convery from North Ayrshire. And at the turn there, it was Caleb Geddes from Bells Hill Shark, just ahead of Alex Tinch from Stirling Swim. But it is all happening in lane 2. Ewan Watson, substantial lead ahead of the Bells Hill Shark swimmer, Caleb Geddes. And in the centre, Iclava Singh. So it's Ewan Watson 1, 106.71. Caleb Geddes second, 109.03. And Iclava Singh in third, 110.01. And that concludes heat 1 of event 305. It's just the results being confirmed there for us as we move on to heat 2.
Second heat, 0, Matthew Martin, Renfrew Bass. 1, Fraser Cowie, North Ayrshire. 2, Guy Pelosi, City Glasgow. 3, Cameron Gill, Grangemouth. 4, Logan van der Meulen, Stirling Swim. 5, Ethan Stewart, Hamilton Bass. 6, Kel Wong, City Glasgow. Teammate Callum McLaughlin in 7 and Royce Congelalis in 8. 9 is Aaron Steele, East Kilbride. Strong start from Logan van der Meulen. Ethan Stewart up with him. Those two turning first and second. 28.74, 29.40. Lovely turn there for Logan. Just extended that advantage. At the moment he's gone clear of the Hamilton swimmer, Ethan Stewart. Late charge, Royce Crangellis and Cal McLaughlin in 8 and 7 to try and get third or second perhaps. But no doubt our winner of this one by some margin, Logan van der Molen. Ethan Stewart, I think just going to get second. And Royce Crangellis will finish third, 1:02.20 for Logan. Very, very good swim there. Proving on his entry time a few seconds. Second, Ethan Stewart, 1:05.47. And in third, Royce Crangellis, 1:06.18.
So move on to Heat 3. Adam Scott, City of Glasgow. 1, Thomas Traynor. 2, Thomas Traynor, East Kilbride. 2, Robson Miles. 3, David Landman, both City of Glasgow. 4, Connor Stewart, Stirling Swim. 5, Cameron Shaw, Grangemouth. 6, Rory Webster, Dumfries. 7, Dean Bagatti, Hamilton Bath. 8, Tom Jeffords, Ren 96. And 9, Alex Black, Bowness. And it was Cameron Shaw, the 18-year-old from Grangemouth, who turned first there. But he is being challenged as the boys have turned and are now halfway down the final length here. And there's a City of Glasgow swimmer, Robson Miles, I think, who is got himself ahead. But there is a battle going on for second place. Cameron Shaw, Rory Webster, Dean Bargatti. Oh, that's the wrong way round. But it is Robson Miles' swim here this morning, finishing there 1:02.15. Rory Webster second, 1:02.35. And third in the centre of the pool, Connor Stewart, 1:02.57.
On to Heat 4. It is 0. It's Adam Scott again, but it's the N96 version. 1, Marcus Scullion, University of Stirling, teammate James Bartley in 2. 3, Adam Kay, City Glasgow. 4, Scott Fleming, East Kilbride. 5, Cameron Creaney, University of Stirling. 6, Finlay Nelson, Dumfries. 7, Louis Lawler, City Glasgow. 8, Harper Whitehead, University of Stirling. And in 9, Logan Ward, University of Stirling. Well, the British champion on 200, Scott Fleming, doing the business, or trying to, on the 100. And the University of Stirling boys in 8 and 9, very strong. Logan Ward, Harper Whitehead, between those two, I think. In the final few metres, Harper, Logan and Scott. Harper Whitehead, 58.77. Logan Ward, 59.32. Scott Fleming, 59.54 in third place. So I'll just wait for that to be confirmed. Two University of Stirling boys in 8 and 9. First and second.
Final heat, Heat 5, event 3:05. Lane 0, Jack Munsey. 1, Andrew Bertoli, both University of Stirling. Empty lane 2. Lane 3, Thomas Ingalls, West Dunbartonshire. 4, Jamie Robertson. 5, Salvador Gordo. 6, Brogan Hyde. 7, Greg Fairburn. 8, Angus Allison, all University of Stirling. And 9, Rory Young, City of Glasgow. So at the halfway mark, it is Brogan Hyde turning first, 25.69. Jamie Robertson second, and Salvador Gordo third. University of Stirling dominating at that stage. And as the boys come down to the closing stages here, it is lane 4. Jamie Robertson, I think, who just has the slight advantage over his teammate Brogan Hyde, with Salvador Gordo in the middle of those three. 2, I beg your pardon, but it was Jamie Robertson finishing first, 55.93. Brogan Hyde, 56.20, and Salvador Gordo, 56.94. That concludes event 305. And it's now the turn of the girls, event 306. And we have 5 heats this morning. Before that gets started, I'll just some results. Event 303, the boys 15-year-old 200 metre freestyle. Tom Jeffords, Red 96 first. Rhys Edwards, Dumfries second. Jake Ferguson, Grangemouth third.
Our first of 5 heats. In lane 3, Evan McCauley, Adrian Monklands. Empty lane in 4. And 5, Sophia McGinley from Cumbernauld. So North Lanarkshire contest here. Adrian Monklands and Cumbernauld. Excuse me. Just while that's in progress, our 15-year-old freestyles 1, 2, 3. First Freya Beaton, City Glasgow. Second Emma Miller, Kintyre. And third Melissa Menny, East Kilbride. 16-year-olds, first Louise Connell, City Glasgow. Second Caris Mooney, City Glasgow. And third Georgia Dickey, Dumfries. 17 plus, Drew McKenzie, City Glasgow first. Elena Morgan, University of Stirling second. Florence Tinsley, University of Stirling in third. And both girls going pretty well, Jackie. Nice open contest here.
It is indeed, Robert. Yep. They are swimming well, almost stroke for stroke, I think, at the moment.
Hard to tell who's got the big advantage. Maybe just Sophia. Half a metre in it, coming into the final stretch. I think she's just going to prevail. Yeah,
I think you're right there. She's just got the lead. And indeed, there you go. You called that right, Robert. Well done.
And 1:19.85 and 1:22.43 for Evan. Well done, girls. On to second heat. Looks like you've a full house of 8 swimmers, Jackie.
We do indeed. Second. So heat 2, lane 1, Mirren McConnell, Inverclyde. 2, Emma Miller, Kintyre. 3, Leo Rafferty, West Dunbartonshire. 4, Millie Barton, Bells Hill Shark. 5, Elizabeth Doubleday, University of Stirling. 6, Cassie Wiper, East Kilbride. 7, Beth Hunter, N96. And 8, Mirren Gibb, Dumfries. So I think it's the Bells Hill Shark swimmer, Millie Barton, who's going to take the field into the turn in first. Time in there, 33.48. Libby Doubleday in second, and Mirren Gibb third. Elizabeth Doubleday there, I think she's definitely challenging Millie Barton. Looks like she might have the slight advantage. Just at this stage, can Millie respond to her? as Elizabeth gets herself ahead of Millie. As the girls come into the final metres of this race, it is the University of Stirling swimmer who is going to finish first. A battle for second. Beth Hunter swimming well there, and indeed touched second ahead of Millie Barton. So your finishing order there: Elizabeth Doubleday first, 1:13.04. Beth Hunter, 1:15.71. And Millie Barton, just wait for the screen to clear there, 1:16.74.
On to our third heat. N0, Sky Buchanan, City Glasgow 1, Kaelin Chan, North Ayrshire 2, Emily Dickens, City Glasgow teammate Safina Machin in 3, Georgia Reid in 4, 5, Brooke Rogerson, Dumfries, 6 is Emma Leggett, Hamilton Bass, 7, Emma Barrowman from Stranraer Stingrays, Empty Lane in 8, and 9, Millie Convent from Dumfries. 111s and 113s, the range in this one. Lane 3 perhaps, Safina Machin, 31-35 with the touch. And still a nice advantage she has. Can she maintain that down the stretch? Coming through in lane 5, Brooke Rogerson to try and challenge. And still with Safina, Emily Dickens in 2, making headway. It's tightening up, Safina Machin, Emily Dickens, a little between the two. I think Safina might just prevail. She's hanging on, and she's going to take this. Safina, Emily, and over in lane 0 with a late finish, Sky Buchanan in 3rd place. Safina hanging on, and a 1:11.31, 1:12.07, Emily, and Sky 1:13.61.
And heat 4, lane 0, Louise Connell, City of Glasgow 1, Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow 2, Lexine McCappin, Falkirk Otter 3, Georgia Dickey, Dumfries 4, Zoe Crawford, Falkirk Otter 5, Rosie Liston, City of Glasgow 6, Emma Creaney, Cumbernauld 7, Alice Cumming 8, Ella Stevenson, both City of Glasgow, and 9, Abby Barnstable, Lanark. Doesn't look like there's much between the girls as they come up the turn there, but it was the Dumfries swimmer Georgia Dickey who turned first, a time 31.60. She still looks to have the advantage here as the girls are heading for home. They've got about 25 metres to go, and it is still the Dumfries swimmer who is leading the field, but we need to watch lane 8. Ella Stevenson is also making a move, as is Zoe Crawford. And it's Ella Stevenson, I think, who's going to finish, unless Georgia can hold her off. Ella Stevenson first, Georgia Dickey second, and Zoe Crawford third. So that was lane 8. Ella Stevenson, 1:08.25. Georgia Dickey, 1:08.83. And Zoe Crawford, 1:09.46, your 1, 2, and 3 as we move on to the final heat of this event.
Final heat, 0, Susie McNair, Stirling Swim, 1, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow, 2, Scarlett Ferris, University of Stirling, 3, Stella McCarthy, City of Glasgow. Empty lane 4, 5 Ciara Morris, University of Stirling. 6 Drew Mackenzie, City of Glasgow. 7 Isabel Wood, Stirling Swim. Teammate Coca Croxford in 8. 9 Kirsta Gilmore, Hamilton Bass. Well, nice to see Scarlett Ferris, University of Stirling, the ex-Dundee City aquatic swimmer, appearing at a West District event in lane 2, and she's going very nicely indeed. 29.81 Ciara Morris, but Scarlett Ferris in 2, sticking there. Stella McCarthy in the mix in 3, but finishing very, very strongly. Here comes Drew Mackenzie in 6. Drew Mackenzie's got this one wrapped up. Unless something surprises me down the final 10 metres. Drew Mackenzie's going to take this very tight for second. Stella McCarthy perhaps second. And in lane 5, Ciara Morris just touches Scarlett Ferris out for third place. Drew Mackenzie 103.77. Stella McCarthy 104.56. And third place, Ciara Morris 104.89. I think Coca Croxford probably in 5th place may well finish top 15-year-old.
So some results for event 304, the girls 15-year-old 200 metre freestyle. First, Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow. Emma Miller second from Kintyre, and Melissa Menny, East Kilbride in third. 16-year-old girls. Louise Connell first, Caris Mooney second, both City of Glasgow, and Georgia Dickey Dumfries in third. 17-year-olds. First place, Drew Mackenzie, City of Glasgow second, Elena Morgan third, Florence Tinsley, both University of Stirling. Those still to be read, yeah. So we've done that one. We're now on to the... That doesn't look right to me. Isn't right. East Kilbride. No.
No lane 0.
No, we don't have a lane 9, so... Yeah. 2 East Kilbride, 2 City of Glasgow, and Lanark, a Hamilton, Adrian Monklands. Yeah. Renfrew Bath. That doesn't look like a Hamilton cap. So this is event 307, the boys 15 and over 50 metre freestyle. This is heat 1 of 10. 1 Finlay Guducci, 2 Cole Ashwood, 3 Jack Trainer, 4 Craig Shaw, 5 Jude Mowdry, 6 Isaac Mullin, 7 Josh Gallagher, and 8 Ewan Green. Empty lane 0 and 9. And your finish comes in the centre of the pool there. Craig Shaw in first, Isaac Mullins in second, and Jude Mowbray in third. 28.07 for Craig Shaw, 28.70 for Isaac, and 29.02 for Jude Mowbray. That's your 1, 2 and 3. Heat 2, lane 0, Ewan McMahon, 1, Keir Campbell, Eclava Singh, Ruben Pearson, Aaron Dunn. James Stewart in lane 5, empty lane 6, Jimmy Lynn, Cameron Hamill, Finlay Byrne.
Jimmy Lynn in 7 going well. Aaron Dunn in 4. It's a tight finish here. Aaron Dunn maybe just forging ahead. Oh, it's tight. It's going to be on a touch. Aaron Dunn, Jimmy Lynn. It was next to nothing between them. 28-13, 28-19. Jimmy takes that ahead of Aaron. Disqualification lane 9 for a technical infraction. And third place in lane 5 was James Stewart, 28-43, having had a swim as a reserve. Well done. Heat 3, 0 to 9, Seamus Bradbury, Alfie Churches, Adam Money, Alex Cumming, Callum Ferguson, Daniel Convery, Robbie Gray, Matthew Lees, Benjamin Jones and Joe Carty.
Good start there in lane 8. Benjamin Jones, the 18-year-old from Lanark. From this position, looks like he's ahead of the field. But it's all going to be down to the touch. I think it's going to be Benjamin Jones, touched out by Callum Ferguson, Alex Cumming. And Benjamin Jones in third. 28.06, 28.10 and 28.12 are the time for the three boys. Callum Ferguson, Alex Cumming and Benjamin Jones. And heat 4, lane 0, Ange Chawani, Finlay Cunningham, Alexander Kloska, Callum Trainer, Harris Japp, Luke Scott, Ludovic Hay, Luke Garrity, Nathan Lilly and Fraser McIntosh.
Callum Trainer perhaps from Harris Japp. Luke Scott getting very tight down the final 10 metres. Callum Trainer being challenged now by Harris Japp. Harris Japp, Callum Trainer and Luke Scott. It's actually Callum who just held on. 27.07 on the touch. 27.13 for Harris and 27.48 Luke Scott. No lane 0 and 5, 1 to 9, Ross McGee, Andrews Poznick, Keir Sampson, John Thompson, Rhys Edwards, Ewan Mitchell, Rory Webster, Michael Winship and Matthew Heasley. So a good start there by Matthew Heasley. We're in 96 in lane 9. Look to be ahead of the field in the early stages there. As the boys come into the closing stages, it's over in the centre of the pool there. Rhys Edwards, 26.81. Ewan Mitchell in behind him, 27.21. And in third, Andrus Posmic. Just wait for the time to be confirmed there, 27.24. And heat 6, lane 0, Cole Morrison, Logan Ward, Mark Watchorn, Ethan Stewart, Rory Calvert, Lewis Hassan, Alex Tinch, Robbie Carlisle, Callum McLaughlin and Matthew Martin. Good start in 1, Logan Ward going best at the moment, Rory Calvert in 4, maybe even Ethan Stewart in 3 for the minor places. Logan Ward takes this very tight, lane 4 and 3. Rory Calvert and Ethan Stewart for second and third, but 25.56, very fast time for Logan. 26.41 Rory and 26.75 Ethan Stewart. Now confirmed, and we move on to our 7th heat.
We'll just give you the results for the boys 15-year-old 100 butterfly, event 305.
Ewan McLeod, Gregor Skinner, Royce Crongelis, Callum Stewart, Connor Stewart rather, Cal MacArthur, Jack Simpson, Benjamin Ferguson, Blair McKean, David Landman, Kyle Wong.
And a good start from Kyle Wong, the City of Glasgow in lane 9. But it is very tight as they come into the closing stages. It's lane 4, Callum MacArthur, Milngine Bears Den. Finishing first there, 26.17. Ben Ferguson second, 26.61. And Connor Stewart, 26.78. Are your 1, 2 and 3 in Heat 7. And Heat 8, lane 0, Titus Pike 1, Sam van der Stroom, empty lane 2, Magnus Morris, Marcus Blake, Alex Black, Adam Curry, Nathan Campbell, Max Pelosi, Adam Scott.
So it might just be in lane 3, Magnus Morris with the advantage. It's very tight coming down the final stretch. Marcus Blake maybe just snatches that death. 25.69, Magnus Morris 25.74, and Alex Black from Bo'ness in third on 25.90. Zero to 9, Cameron Gill, Robson Miles, Robert Burgess, John Mackay, Cameron Creaney, Michael Flynn, Jake Holmes, Lewis McKean, Finlay Chang and Salvador Gordo.
And again, good start in lane 9 there, Salvador Gordo from the University of Stirling. Looks to me at this angle that he's still ahead of the field. Just wait for the swimmers to come into picture, but I think it actually is going to be lane 5, Michael Flynn from City of Glasgow, 25.30. John Mackay, 25.56 in second, and Salvador Gordo from the University of Stirling, 25.65. Heat 10, lane 0, Adam Ritchie, Greer van der Meulen, Lewis Lawyer, Jamie Robertson, Rory McKinnon, Henry Baker, Swalel Talib, empty lane 7, Finlay Nelson and Logan van der Meulen.
Well, the middle lane's very much the 4. Rory McKinnon in 4, Henry Baker in 5. Henry Baker Rory McKinnon, Jamie Robertson, yeah, those three very much there or thereabouts. Jamie Robertson just snatches it, 23.93 from Rory McKinnon, 24.01. And in third place in 5, Henry Baker, 24.21. That completes the men's splash and dash. Now it's on to the women's turn. Again, we have 10 heats.
And so this time I will renounce some of the results of 305, Robert.
Okay.
So the boys, 15-year-olds, Butterfly, first, Dean Bargatti, Hamilton Bath, second, Ewan Watson, Renfrew Bath, third, Tom Jeffords, Ren 96. Boys, 16-year-olds, Adam Scott, Ren 96, Logan van der Meulen, Sterling Swem, and Rory Webster, Dumfries. 17 and over, Jamie Robertson, Brogan Hyde.
So 0 to 9, Hannah Miller, Lisa McMillan, McLeod, Evan McCauley, Isla McKenzie, Heather Kellogg, Millie McDonald, Catherine McDonald, Anna Scott, Amy Weir and Jenna Weir.
So the girls pretty much in a line there. Lane 1 swimming well, Louisa McLeod, the reserve. As the girls come into the picture, it is still Louisa McLeod, just has the advantage there. Can she hold that? Oh no, touched out there by Heather Kellogg. In first, 31.34. Louisa McLeod second, 31.37. And third, Hannah Miller for Kintyre in 31.58.
As you say, Lisa McLeod, maybe on your caption if you're on the live stream, we have a reserve in that lane 2. It's not Lauren Techover, it is Louisa McLeod, as Jackie quite rightly was commentating on. Just wait for our officials to confirm that result, and then we'll move on to our second heat. Looks like full house in this one. No reserves in any of the remaining heats, just the one reserve was entered for the meet. And nice to get a swim and finish in second.
Just to confirm, the 17-year-old boys Butterfly, Jamie Robertson, Brogan Hyde, Salvador Gordo, 1, 2 and 3, all University of Stirling. And heat 2, reading from lane 0, Hannah Anderson, Hannah Lindsay, Emma Barrowman, Evelyn Coyle, Rachel McGavin, Anjali Pavri, Rebecca Strachan, Leah Bullock, Alana Wilson and Erin Faulkner.
Emma Barrowman in 2 got a good start, but coming through, Evelyn Cole in lane 3 to take it up. Rachel McGavin in 4 and Anjali Pavri in 5. So I think it's between those three. Evelyn Cole going to take this from Anjani, and might just be lane 4 was Rachel in 3rd. So Evelyn 30-30, 30-81 for Anjali, and Rachel 31-23. That's 1, 2, 3 in heat number 2. So that now confirmed as we move on to heat 3. Zero to 9, Miriam McConnell, Lexine McCappin, Rebecca Somerville, Victoria Lewenska, Sophia McGinley, Millie Barton, Lucy Nimmo, Samantha Gardner, Megan Mulhern and Scarlett Wilson.
And it looks like it's Scarlett Wilson and Lucy Nimmo who are leading the field as the girls come into shot there. Lucy Nimmo, I think, is in lane 6, just going to get the touch there ahead of Sophia McGinley. And indeed she does. Lucy Nimmo there, 30.16. Sophia McGinley second, 30.58. And over in lane 1, Lexine McCappen finishes in third. Her time, 30.89. Heat 4 from lane 0, Ayla Cochran, Alex Douglas, Emily Chong. Empty lane 3, Karis Mooney, Ava Kirkham, Victoria Weir, Kerry Sennett, Megan McDonald and Jenna Murphy.
Pretty level start. Karis Mooney though in 4, maybe just coming through to take it up. Ava Kirkham in 5, Emily Chong in 2. Into the final few metres. Certainly Karis Mooney has this. Ava Kirkham in 2nd. Very close for 3rd. It will be lane 2. Emily Chong taking 3rd, 29.49 for Karis. First one under 30. 30.13 for Ava Kirkham. And 30.85 Emily Chong. Heat 5, Sophie Hardy, Amelia McCliskar, Caitlin Hamilton, Kaylin Chan, Rowan McDonald, Anna McCulloch, Victoria Niven, Lucy McLeod 0 to 7, empty lane 8 and 9 Isla Dobson.
Good start there by the girls. Isla Dobson in lane 9, swimming really well there. Coming to the closer, she's still continuing to do so. She may well take this, and indeed, just touched out there by Kaylin Chan and Caitlin Hamilton over in lanes 3 and 2. So Isla Dobson in 3rd place. Times there for the girls: 29.89 Kaylin Chan, Caitlin Hamilton 29.99, and Isla Robertson 30.01. And Heat 6, Lane 0, Erin Coulter, Elizabeth Doubleday, Thea Glenn, Brooke Rogerson, Iona Henderson, Georgia Dickey, Abby Kane, Zuzia Smith, Empty Lane 8 and Emma Silcott.
Brooke Rogerson going well in 3. I think she's going to take this one at this stage. Very close for the minor places. Georgia Dickey in 5, maybe in 2nd. Brooke, Georgia, and between them in lane 4, just I think. Iona Henderson, that's the 1, 2, 3. Brooke Rogerson 29.27. Georgia Dickey 30.02 and 30.28 for Iona Henderson. That's the result of heat number 6. Now on to our 7th heat. Seventh heat, Addison Cole, Lauren Stewart, Rosie Liston, Victoria Grabowska, Caitlin McCarthy, Alice Cumming, Rebecca Cole, Sophie Allison, Livia Payton, Abby Barnstable.
So there's not much to call between the girls in lanes 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, I think, in the early stages of this race. As they come into the latter stages, we'll see what... it's going to be Victoria Grabowska of Western Barnchester holding off. Alice coming from City of Glasgow there. Victoria Grabowska, third time 29.31. Alice coming 29.60, and Rosie listed in third 30.49. That's your 1, 2 and 3 there. Heat 8, lane 0 to 9, Evie Judge, Emma McGavin, Emma Miller, Keisha McCormack, Emma Leggett, Louise Connell, Caitlin Frame, Heather Stewart, Katie Towers and Anna Lee.
Pretty level start. At the moment, it might be Keisha McCormack, Emma Leggett and Louise Connell in those 3, 4 and 5. Louise Connell coming through to challenge. So Louise Connell is going to take this one, very tight for second. I think lanes 4 and 3. Very much on the touch between lanes 3 and 4. Louise Connell, no doubt, 28.74 took that. Was lane 3, Keisha McCormack, just by 100, 29.39 and 29.40 Emma Leggett in lane 4. Penultimate heat, heat 9. Zero to 9, Emily Fox, Ellie Louise Kennedy, Kira Davison, Stella McCarty, Millie MacArthur, Millie Colvin, Anna Tchenko, Isabella Kendall, Iris Fern and Savina Machin.
Good start there by the girls. Coming into the last 10 metres or so, all pretty close there. Savina Machin looks like she's swimming well, but it's going to be Stella McCarty. Beg your pardon, Millie MacArthur in first, 28.57. Stella McCarty second, 28.74. And Ellie Kennedy over in lane 1 finishes third in a time of 29.02. The final heat, lane 0, Zoe Crawford, Scarlett Ferris, Catriona Stewart, empty lane 3, Drew McKenzie, Kiara Morris, empty lane 6, Saskia Wade, Rebecca Schulman and Alana McDonald.
Drew McKenzie, no surprises here at the 4 on this one. Maddie Roberts, Catriona Stewart going well in 2. Drew McKenzie's going to take this one. Very close, Kiara Morris. On the touch, Catriona Stewart just gets third. Drew McKenzie, 26.33 by a big margin from Kiara Morris, 27.72. And Catriona Stewart, 27.84. That concludes the swimming. So everyone who've been with us this morning on the live stream, thank you for joining us. We're back here at 11:45 for the afternoon session, so please try and join us if you can for the afternoon session. So from Tollcross, from Jackie Smith and myself, Robert Taylor, we bid you goodbye.